The movie memories of a lifetime. The faces. The moments. The magic. In the biggest event in Hollywood history, the Warner Brothers 75th anniversary celebration. And to commemorate 75 years of entertaining the world, Warner Brothers is proud to present the Warner Brothers 75th Anniversary Collection. Over 350 of the most cherished, most beloved movie titles of all time. Some beautifully remastered in special commemorative editions. The Warner Brothers 75th Anniversary Collection begins with award winners. Those legendary movie classics that not only achieved great box office success, they won our hearts. Like Driving Miss Daisy, Casablanca, Unforgiven, Cool Hand Luke, Yankee Doodle Dandy, and The Fugitive. So be a part of this historic event by starting your own Warner Brothers 75th Anniversary Collection. Look for special 75th Anniversary videos at stores near you. And be sure to check specially marked packages for valuable savings. Relive the magic, the memories, the moments that will live forever. The Warner Brothers 75th Anniversary Collection. Own it now. Available wherever video is sold.
And now let's go on location. For the last couple of hours, the rest of Hollywood has been getting in the milk and letting out the cat. But for the crew of production number 821, the day is well along. While the city slept, the caravan of trucks was loaded with everything from lights to lunches, from catwalks to cameras, from pins to people. Everything, tons of it. A city on wheels guarded by its own police. All just to bring life to a bundle of typewritten pages we call the script. Grip trucks, light trucks, prop trucks, wardrobe trucks, a truck for cameras, 3 dressing room trailers, a high-lift truck, a boom truck, buses for the crew, busloads of extras, generator trucks capable of lighting over 400 homes like yours and mine. Yes, when Warner crews go on location, they go like the U.S. Army, prepared to stay. 9:30 a.m. Here we are on a mountaintop more than 1,000 feet above the city of Los Angeles, the Griffith Park Planetarium. This is our location, and this is its heart, power. A diesel-operated dynamo that produces 2,000 amperes of direct current and pushes them through 320 feet of heavy-duty cable into the connector boxes and on into this battery of man-made suns. 9:45. The high-lift truck comes down onto the location proper, the planetarium parking area. And here's the camera in position for the first shot. The assistant director's voice is heard.
All right, fellas, let's go.
The first shot of the day is a close-up of Sal Mineo, who plays the part of a boy named Plato. In this scene, he is threatened by a gang of kids. And here are the kids. It's a quick shot, not a very complicated one, but it's now 10:30. There's a schedule to keep.
All right, quiet. Quiet for rehearsal.
There's the producer of Rebel Without a Cause settling a point with the script girl. A producer, you know, is a busy fellow. He's a combination of father, mother, and midwife. The picture's his baby. Oh, Dave.
Hello, Gig.
How are you, Dave?
Good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David Weisbard. Mr. Weisbard has been working on Rebel Without a Cause for many months preparing. Is that right?
That's right, Gig. As a matter of fact, about a year before we ever turned to camera. By we, I mean Stuart Stern and Irving Shulman, our 2 writers, and Nick Ray, our director.
That's Mr. Ray, seated to the left of the camera. The big fellow with the curly hair. I think I better explain right here what this picture is about. Rebel Without a Cause concerns itself with young people, boys and girls who don't understand the world, and about a world that doesn't understand them. Okay, Dave?
Close enough.
Now, what's the action here?
Quiet.
Well, in the sequence we're going to shoot today, Jimmy Dean and his friend Plato, played by Sal Mineo, are cornered by a high school gang up here in the planetarium parking lot.
I see, and Jimmy gets pushed around. This scene's a little more complicated. And it gets a more complicated treatment. Different angles, different setups. And the day grows, the light changes. Suddenly, it's high noon. And speaking of movie magic, presto. Swiss steak, string beans, macaroni with cheese, soup, salad, dessert, tea, milk, and coffee. For 300 people, served piping hot on top of a mountain. Pardon me, for 302 people. Here's Natalie Wood, the kind of fresh young face and macaroni-proof young figure that the movie industry is always seeking. And who isn't? Hello, Natalie.
Oh, hello, Gig. Please sit down.
Thank you. How's the food?
Best location food I ever ate.
Well, I must say you certainly seem to thrive on it.
Well, I was brought up on it. I've been eating lunch on the set since I was 4 years old.
That's correct. Natalie's a movie veteran, been in pictures since 1941, is that correct?
That's right.
She's played daughter and granddaughter to almost every top star in the business.
Oh, but I can be a femme fatale, too. Why, in Rebel Without a Cause, I play a very bad girl.
But a very pretty veteran. And if what Mr. Jack Warner tells me is correct, and I'm sure it is, we're going to be seeing a lot of you.
Well, thank you, Gig.
Thank you, Natalie Wood, and I hope you enjoy your lunch. The trouble is, you see, the sun doesn't stop for lunch. It moves right on into the afternoon, racing toward evening. Even at 2:45, shadows begin to form. When you're working in CinemaScope and Warner Color, the sun needs help. And shot by shot, the big scene of the day is put on film. A knife fight, played against the backdrop of a city far below. Each line in the script girl's master book represents a new angle, another viewpoint, perhaps a close-up of one of the boys, perhaps a sudden glimpse of a flashing hand, a smile, a lunge. The scene is a challenge, a duel, a dance between two boys in rebellion against the world. The film must tell it all, and as the day marches on, the lines on the typewritten page slowly grow and multiply. 5:45, the same scene, 11 different angles photographed on 11 different strips of film, each carefully numbered. And now,
Okay, boys, wrap 'em up.
the day is done, put to bed, all through. For everybody, that is, but producer David Weisbart. 8:30 p.m., back at the studio, he's still at it, with his film editor, Bill Ziegler.
I reversed those two angles, Dave. I think they're much better.
Good, let's try it.
You see, there's more to making a motion picture than shooting film. You have to make the film tell your story.
What you saw today up at the planetarium doesn't really begin to tell the story of Rebel. That knife fight, for example, is a result, not a cause. The real cause of Rebel is here in what we call our key scene. I'd like to show it to you.
No, I don't want you to go to the police. There were other people. Why should you be the only one involved?
Because I am involved and you're involved. Mom, a boy was killed tonight. I don't see how we can get out of that by pretending it didn't happen.
Now, look, Jim. You know that you did wrong. That is the main thing.
That's nothing. That's nothing. You told me to always tell the truth. You can't turn that off just like that.
But he's not saying that. He's saying don't volunteer.
Just tell a little white lie? Is that what you want?
You'll learn, Jim, when you're older.
I don't think that I want to learn that way.
Well, it doesn't matter anyway because we're moving.
You're not tearing me loose from
Well, that's news to me. Just why are we moving?
Oh, do I have to spell it out?
You are not going to use me as an excuse
I don't.
again, Mom. Oh, every time you can't face yourself, you want to move and you say it's me.
That's not true.
You say it's me. She says it's the neighborhood. You give me all kinds of phony excuses. I just want to do one thing right.
In other words, this is partly a story about parents.
It has to be. Good or bad, all young people have them.
You're so right. Thank you very much, David Weisbart, and thank you, Bill Ziegler. Good night.
Good night.
Well, there you have a day in the life of Production 821, otherwise known as Rebel Without a Cause. I'll be back in a moment to tell you about next week's Behind the Cameras. Now, with Mr. McEwen's permission, I'll show you how to select a great story for the screen. There you are.
Excellent choice.
Speaking as an actor, when you find another one like it, let me be the first to know.
That's what all good actors say. Find me a great story. But in writing, as in the other creative arts, there's no pat formula for success. We have 50 writers here at Warner Brothers, some of them working on stories that won't be filmed for 2 or 3 years. But you know where we find many of our best originals.
In the newspapers.
Real life. Here's the inspiration of the picture we saw last night.
Wait a minute, Walter. Rebel Without a Cause isn't about slum kids.
No, but Slum Kids started the thinking. We worked on the idea for months. Our writers made a discovery. We took a look into some privileged homes, far from the slums. Nice homes, very respectable. And nice kids, well clothed. No slum kids here, but beneath the surface,
Trouble. Plenty of it. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now watching a scene from Rebel Without a Cause. This is a drag race, otherwise known as a chicken run. It has nothing to do with chickens or with racing. It has to do with kids, nice kids. Shortly, you will see 2 of them drive 2 cars toward the edge of a high cliff. Object, to stay with the car longer than the other fellow, but not too long.
Hit your line!
The question is, what makes kids from nice homes do things like this? What are they looking for? What drives them? What has hurt them? To find the answers, the writers of Rebel observed the day-to-day operations of police precinct stations. They saw real-life scenes like this one.
Well, don't I get you everything that you want? A bicycle, you get a bicycle. Car, you...
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You hear all this talk about not loving your kids enough. We give you love and affection, don't we? Then what is it? I can't even touch you anymore, but you pull away. I want to understand you.
You're tearing me apart!
So the creators of the story discovered their subject had as much to do with parents as it did with children. With a father like this one, confused, ineffective, a tragic figure, bewildered by the responsibility of parenthood. By now, you're probably asking yourself why a tragic figure like this is being portrayed by a comedian, and one of the best in the business. An actor you've seen on television as Joan Davis's husband, and whom you've heard in your theaters as the voice of the cartoon character, Mr. Magoo. Why is a comedian playing a serious role? Well, in Rebel Without a Cause, the casting was as provocative as the script. And here is a witness to that fact is my very good friend, Jim Backus.
Hiya, Gig.
How are you, Jim?
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen?
That's Jim behind the foliage. What's it for?
Oh, that? Well, I'm glad you asked. You see, ever since I played that serious part in Rebel Without a Cause, I'm more or less snarling my way to a new career. I use the term loosely, but for the first time in my life, Gig, I play a heavy in a psychological Western. It's a wonderful part. I shoot 3 guys in the back, I kick a little dog, old lady, 90 years, foreclose a mortgage on Christmas Eve. Delightful comedy part, you know?
I can see that. That's kind of a switch for you, isn't it?
Well, serious drama? No, actually it isn't, Gig. You see, when I was in Cleveland as a kid, I grew up there, I always wanted to be an actor. My family wanted me to be an engineer, but I was under the delusion that actors made a lot of money, they slept late, and were surrounded with beautiful girls. Boy, was I wrong. But anyhow, I decided to become an actor at quite an early age.
You were a top-flight radio announcer, Jim. Was that in Cleveland?
Yes, it was in Cleveland. I stayed there, and I saved some money, and I went back to New York again to try my luck at the theater. I didn't play comedy, actually, until I discovered a character that I created called Hubert Updike III, the richest man in the world. In fact, all his ancestors came over here on the Mayflower.
Well, I mean, a lot of people have ancestors who came on the Mayflower.
On the Shakedown Cruise? You remember that character, isn't that fun?
I certainly do. But seriously, Jim, it takes quite an actor to switch from comedy to drama.
Well, Gig, you're very flattering, but actually, I want to thank Warner Brothers for being very brave, for, well, more or less taking a so-called comedian like myself and putting them in a wonderful, serious role. It's meant an awful lot to me and has done so much for me, and I only hope it helps Warner's as much as it helps me.
I know it will.
Well, Gig, oh my gosh, I gotta go.
Well, it was very nice of you to come over, Jim.
Well, very nice of you to invite me, Gig. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you enjoy Rebel Without a Cause. So long, Gig.
So long, Jim. Thank you, Jim Backus. Thanks also to Walter McEwen of our story department for showing us a little of the story behind the story of Rebel Without a Cause. We'll be right back with news about next week's television film and our next surprise behind the cameras. Now, with Mr. McEwen's permission, I'll show you how to select a great story for the screen. There you are.
Excellent choice. Finding a great story for the screen is easy if it's there, and if some other studio hasn't bought it first. But there are very few novels ready-made for the screen like Saratoga Trunk.
Speaking as an actor, when you find another one like it, let me be the first to know.
I will, Gig. That's what all good actors say. Find me a great story. But in writing, as in the other creative arts, there's no pat formula for success. Powerful characters, unusual plots, colorful locales, they mean very little without that one intangible ingredient that makes the story appeal to a mass audience.
And in the picture business, you have to guess that one in advance.
Far in advance. We have 50 writers here at Warner Brothers, some of them working on stories that won't be filmed for 2 or 3 years. Our writers' building is filled with talent and temperament. The boys themselves call it the ward. Each one in his office, alone with his typewriter, some paper, and what we all hope is the story basis for a picture that will please millions. Here is John Lee Mann, one of the all-time champions in the screenwriting game. John is adapting the current Broadway hit play, The Bad Seed. Meet Burnley Jr., the author of Strategic Air Command, going over his day's work with director Mervyn LeRoy. Byrne is a colonel in the Air Force Reserve and is now writing on another great air story called Toward the Unknown. When two writers work together, they're called a team. The pacer is Ben Roberts, the eraser is Ivan Goff. They're collaborating on the screenplay of James Cain's famous novel, Serenade, to star Mario Lanza. Stage plays, novels, original stories, they're all grist to the mill. But you know where we find many of our best originals.
In the newspapers.
Real life. That's what audiences always have preferred. I'm a fugitive from a chain gang. This really happened to a real person. G-men. This shows gangsters as they really were. The life of Emile Zola, the real story of a real man. And the forerunner of them all, the first true story ever put on the screen. The diary of the American ambassador to Imperial Germany. For you viewers under 45, the fellow with the handlebar mustache is Kaiser Wilhelm. Warner Brothers made this picture 37 years ago, a reflection of the times and conditions that led America into World War I. Sure, the picture flickers, the acting could be improved, but the storytelling technique hasn't changed one bit. Then, as now, Warner Brothers found their most arresting stories in the headlines. Here's the inspiration for the picture we saw together last night.
Wait a minute, Walter. Rebel Without a Cause isn't about slum kids.
No, but Slum Kid started the thinking. Nicholas Ray, the director, David Weisbart, the producer, and two writers, Stuart Stern and Irving Shulman, worked on the idea for weeks. And suddenly they made a discovery. They found that there was a part of the teenage story that not even the newspapers had told. No one had told it.
Oh, how did they find out about it?
I'll show you. They looked out of a window. And what did these fellows see? Nice homes, very respectable. And nice kids, well clothed. No slum kids here, but beneath the surface,
Trouble. Plenty of it. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now watching a scene from Rebel Without a Cause. This is a drag race, otherwise known as a chicken run. It has nothing to do with chickens or with racing. It has to do with kids, nice kids. Shortly, you will see two of them drive two cars toward the edge of a high cliff. Object, to stay with the car longer than the other fellow, but not too long.
Hey, Tori Laura. She signals, and we head for the edge. And the first man who jumps is a chicken. All right?
The question is, what makes kids from nice homes do things like this?
Hit your line!
What are they looking for? What drives them? What has hurt them? That's the story of Rebel Without a Cause. It really happened. And now the star of our picture. Ladies and gentlemen, James Dean. Hi, Jimmy.
Hiya, Gig.
We asked Jimmy over today because he's a racing man himself. A real one, not a crazy one. Incidentally, I think I should explain that Jimmy just stepped over from the set of Giant. And need I add, he plays a Texan. Speaking of racing, have you ever been in a drag race?
Are you kidding me?
I just thought I'd ask. No, Jim races in the tradition, you might say. Real racing cars, real tracks. How fast will your car go?
Oh, in honest miles an hour. Clocked, it run about 106, 7.
You've won a few races, haven't you?
Oh, 1 or 2.
Where?
Well, I showed pretty good at Palm Springs. I ran at Bakersfield.
Jimmy, we probably have a great many young people watching our show tonight, and for their benefit, I'd like your opinion about fast driving on the highway. Do you think it's a good idea?
A good point. I used to fly around quite a bit, you know. I took a lot of unnecessary chances on the highways. And I started racing, and now I drive on the highways. I'm extra cautious, because no one knows what they're doing. Half the time, you don't know what this guy's going to do with that one. On a track, there are a lot of men who spend a lot of time developing rules and ways of safety. And I find myself being very cautious on the highway. I don't have the urge to speed on the highway. People say racing is dangerous, but I'll take my chances on the track any day than on a highway. Well, Gig, I think I'd better take off.
Oh, wait a minute, Jimmy. One more question. Do you have any special advice for the young people who drive?
Take it easy driving. The life you might save might be mine. You know?
And thanks also to story executive Walter McEwen for telling us how today's headlines help create an absorbing motion picture. We hope when you see Rebel Without a Cause at your favorite theater, that this glimpse behind the cameras of how a story was born will help you enjoy the picture more. I'll be back in a moment to tell you about next week's Behind the Cameras.
Years after it was filmed, Rebel Without a Cause remains one of Hollywood's most influential classics, and it still yields new discoveries. Recent finds in the Warner Brothers stock footage vault, including screen tests and outtakes, help form a picture of a different, though no less powerful Rebel that might have been. Originally, Rebel Without a Cause was to be shot in black and white. In this scene, Jim Stark tries to elude the gang members taunting him during a school field trip to Griffith Observatory. Legend has it that after the first 3 days of shooting, studio head Jack Warner decided he had a much bigger film on his hands and made the call to reshoot in Watercolor. Notice James Dean in his only on-screen appearance wearing glasses. Director Nicholas Ray quickly realized the glasses made James appear too bookish. He never appeared in glasses again. Here, half the school follows Buzz and the gang toward their altercation with Jim. The change to color, a more expensive process, meant fewer dollars to be spent on things like extras. A happy result, as the final version is far more powerful. Many have pondered the significance of the toy monkey which opens the movie. The original opening sequence shows a man arriving home with a car full of Christmas gifts. In the shadows lurks a gang of thugs waiting to pounce on their unsuspecting victim. In the ensuing struggle, the man loses his Christmas gifts, one of which, the toy monkey, winds up in the gutter, where in the final version, a drunken Jim Stark lies down and stares at it face to face. This scene, eventually cut from the film, shows a nervous Jim Stark on his first day of school, where he and Judy, played by Natalie Wood, make eye contact for the first time. Originally, a different ending was considered for the film. Notice the scene is shot in day for night, a process which allows footage shot in daylight to appear on screen as nighttime. Plato, played by Sal Mineo, is shot by police and falls to his death from the observation dome. The closing of the dome's aperture was a clever, but ultimately unused end sequence. Here's a rare screen test where the actors are introduced to one another. Corey Allen and James Dean, the film's two rivals, are positioned together for the camera. The real rivals, however, are Corey and Frank Mazzola, introduced here.
Frank, stick your head in.
Frank was a real-life member of the LA Athenians, hired on as an actor and technical advisor. He and Corey had just come from a screen test where they nearly got into fisticuffs. Here, James tries to break the tension. The purpose of this test was to position James in front of the camera with other actors. The director wanted to see James in different costumes, with actors of different height and hair color. It also gave the actors the opportunity to interact with James.
Okay, Jack, Greenwich, change the tennis. Jerry, come on. You know each other, Jerry Olkin, Jimmy Dean?
Fine.
Tommy Bernard.
Dave Manny to Jim. Hi, Tommy.
Let me have that suede jacket again, will you please? Suede jacket. Yeah, Corey, watch that shit. That's right. Tommy, you should hit your line.
I don't have the white shirt on.
Bruce, you want to change places with Tommy there?
Let you outside.
Bruce Barton, Jimmy Dean,
Robert.
Corey Allen.
Bruce, sorry.
I'm sorry, Barton. All right, Ken. Ken Miller, Jimmy Dean, Corey Allen.
Hey, Jim.
We know each
I
other.
fought with him once.
Well, let me see the tanker again on Jim. Nick.
coat.
Thanks.
Have it cleaned and burned.
Good looking hat.
What? You want?
I need it.
Try it on.
All right, Steffi and Beverly.
Together?
Steffi Sidney, Beverly Long, Corey Allen, Jenny Dean.
How do you do?
Malcolm, how are you?
Hey, Beverly, what's that like?
It's a little cold last night.
You all in there?
I figured it.
It's nice.
Corey, back up.
Crazy,
Sal Minio's screen test for the part of Plato brings the makeshift family of three together for the first time. Shot on the set created for A Streetcar Named Desire, this test demonstrates Sal's obvious chemistry with James and Natalie, which won him the part over an actor already cast for the role.
What? Schizoid.
Haven't you noticed your personality splitting lately? Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
How come you know so much about all this stuff? Oh, I had to go to a head shrinker. Boy, he made me remember.
Did he?
Then my mother said it cost too much, so she went to Hawaii instead.
Well, what's your problem?
Oh, I don't know. But I'm happy now. Here with you guys.
Slap happy.
Hey, you know, I came here an awful lot of times before.
Yeah?
You mean when I was here?
Yeah.
When I ran away. Man, I used to run away a lot when I was a kid. They'd always catch me.
Who?
Mom and Dad. Now that I don't have them anymore, I wish I never had run away. I used to lie in my crib at night and I'd listen to them fight.
How can you remember that far back? I can remember yesterday, can you?
Mm-hmm. Plato, where's your father now?
Oh, he's dead. He was a hero in the China Sea.
It's so funny. Just remember, you told me he was a big wheel in New York.
So what's the difference? You might as well be dead anyway.
It's all right.
Sure. Sure.
You know what kind of drunken brawls those parties turn into. It's no place for kids.
A minute ago, you said you didn't care if he drinks.
He said a little drink.
You're tearing me apart!
What?
You say one thing, he says another, and everybody changes back again!
Girls don't love their father. Since when? Since I got to be 16?
Stop that!
I love you, Jim. I really mean it.
No, I don't want you to go to the police. There were other people. Why should you be the only one involved?
But I am involved. We are all involved. Mom, a kid was killed tonight.
This is all going too fast
You
for
better
me,
give
son.
me something. You better give me something fast.
Jimmy, you're very young. A foolish decision now could wreck your whole life. In 10 years, you'll never know this even happened.
Dad, answer her.